talking about some of the risks with regard to retirement income planning, and certainly having a retirement income specialist makes a lot of sense. And I was discussing the 7 risks of retirement income planning. Number 7, by the way, was declining cognitive abilities. And I can't help but think about a recent AARP study that I read entitled "Family Caregivers Provide $470 billion in unpaid services." The study found that 60% of all family caregivers are juggling a job and providing care, and that 1 in 5 workers leave the workforce earlier than they had planned in order to take care of a loved one, losing on average $300,000 in income and benefits over their lifetime. Doesn't really have to be that way. Joining me on the program today, Cheryl Akins. She's the owner of Always Best Care in Sacramento, California, providing home care and other services to seniors. Cheryl, thank you very much for joining us here on the Ray Lucia Show. That's quite a stunning statistic, isn't it?
It certainly is, and thank you for having me today.
It's our pleasure. Tell us how you intervene and can help caregivers at least relieve some, if not all, of that burden.
Absolutely. What we look at is, when we talk to the client or the family members, is what are their goals? What are you looking for your loved one? Do they really need 24-hour care? Are they able to stay in their home? Are we looking for, assisted living, residential care? What is best to suit their needs, and how are we going to be able to help them with that? Is it going to be a caregiver coming in for companion care, or do we need someone all the way to hospice, to end-of-life care?
One of the things that I've studied and read about is the sooner that you get them some kind of help, even if it is, and you bring up companion care, the healthier they can remain throughout that retirement scenario. Is that true, or is that just me thinking that it's true?
No, it's absolutely true. You want to avoid even trips to the ER. We see many times when we have clients that they're fall risk, and they're going back and forth into the ER only to be sent back home. And if nothing is corrected at that time, it's just going to decline. And so now having someone in there, whether it's to be a social, to be a friend with them, to help prepare meals for them, or maybe medication reminders, that's what it's all about to start with.
I know that you are involved in many associations, including the Alzheimer's Association. That seems to be the most debilitating of all diseases, because it can last for many, many, many years, and there's really a lot of hands-on care that's required, especially later on.
Absolutely. And it's harder sometimes on the family than what it is on the person who has Alzheimer's. When you see your mom or your dad, and you see them they're not like they used to be. It's not only that they're forgetting to take their medications, or they've left the stove on. It's also being able to redirect them. Maybe they're having behavior issues, or they need incontinency care, or just depending on what level of care that they need and what's going to be best for them, and to help the family, to give them peace of mind knowing that there is someone there with mom or dad, and that they can trust them, and that they become a companion, a friend to them, along with being able to provide the best care.
My special guest is Cheryl Aiken. She is the owner of Always Best Care in Sacramento, California. Always Best Care, of course, a nationwide organization. So wherever you are listening, you can call this number, 855-470-CARE, 855-470-2273. And I know, Cheryl, the first thing you do is an assessment and try to determine what needs can be met for the financial resources that are available. Do you find that the biggest hang-up is the financial aspect?
A lot of times that can be the case, but what we actually look for totally is, what are the goals for their loved one or themselves? What area do they want to, let's say they don't need in-home care, that we're actually going to do placement into a residential or an assisted living. What area do they want to be in? What budget do they want to stay within? And the level of care that they need. We put that all together, and then I consider ourselves an advocate. My job is to negotiate and find the best possible place that meets the needs of my client, the area they want to be in, the budget that they want to stay within, and the level of care is so important. And make it a win-win where our service is free. That is totally complimentary. Or we come into their home where they're providing in-home care and make sure it's a safe environment for them to be able to age in place and stay in their home also with a caregiver if possible.
Now, do you use technology at all to help you do a better job monitoring that sort of thing?
I'm not sure when you say technology. What type of technology are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking that if an individual wants to check on mom or dad, do you have technology where they can sort of zoom in, take a look, make sure they're okay, that sort of thing?
We are working with that. We do have something where we have Always in Touch, where we're always in touch with with our seniors. But as far as technology where they're checking in, monitor, that's in the process.
Okay, now you brought up assisted living. I understand that you, at no cost to the customer, actually look into memory care facilities, for example, for Alzheimer's patients, and assisted living facilities that have many different aspects of care, correct?
Absolutely, 100%. That's when we're looking at what are the needs for our clients. Is it that they need, an assisted living with lots of activities, or they need memory care like you mentioned, or they need a boarding care where there's only 6 residents and it's more one-on-one care. That's what we're doing when we're interviewing, talking with the families, gathering the information of what their needs are, putting that together, and then matching that, because every place we recommend and is a place I want my mom or dad to be. And so we've went out and we've seen all the assisted livings that we're contracted with, all the residential care homes that we're contracted with, and that's how we know it's going to be a good fit. Do they need memory care? Do they need an awake staff? Are they a 2-person transfer? Whatever meets their needs, putting that together to make it a win-win, and for our families and for us.
Cheryl, you have such a calming voice. It's almost like I want to hire you to find me some convalescent care.
Bless
Listen,
your heart.
Thank you so much. AlwaysBestCare.com is the website. You can go get a hold of Cheryl by calling 855-470-CARE, 855-470-CARE. Cheryl Akins, thank you so much. One of the most important aspects of retirement income planning is making sure that you have a nest egg set aside to cover the cost of care. Call 855-470-CARE. We'll be back.